What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me for Real Talk NFT. I'm your host, Brian. You know my amazing co host, Joe. And we have a great guest here for you today. It's Ben Curlin, who's the CEO of DYOR Labs. And DYOR Labs is a Web3 platform designed to give crypto investors access to comprehensive research, AI driven analysis, and even educational content. Kind of a one stop shop when I hear a little bit about it. So excited to have Ben on and talk further in detail. Ben, how you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on. And I was checking out the website, checking out your platform. Very cool stuff. Definitely want to dive into that. But you have a pretty interesting background from what I could see. You have a little bit of a Hollywood background. How did that, what happened here in Hollywood and how are you in Web3 now?
Yeah, it's not every day you hear somebody went from doing acting into tech, but I have a pretty interesting background. I started as an actor very young. Ended up having a bit of success out in Hollywood. I was in an Academy Award winning film about 12 years ago now, and really, what drew me to acting in the first place was this whole just the power and the magic of storytelling. And businesses in their own right need good storytellers. And so I felt like I wanted to move into something where I could have a bigger impact. I loved what I was doing in the entertainment industry, but I felt like there was more to do and to be done. And when I got introduced to the world of cryptocurrency, I caught the bug, as they say. I became obsessed instantly, and that really made for a strong desire to enter into this world. And so I did so about 8 years ago. I ended up meeting some people out when I was living in Los Angeles. One of them was working on a token that was for the benefit of scientific research. And I thought, that's a pretty cool concept. So I ended up teaming up with them. And the thing about the space, especially back then, was it was a whole bunch of developers that knew everything about developing and very little about narrative. And so there was a perfect synchronization there where I could come in and really kind of curate the story and tell the story of what they were building. And that was kind of my first foray into the space. That ended up being one of the top 15 by market cap tokens in all of crypto in the 2017 bull run. So really beginner's luck on that one, I suppose. But since then, been developing in the space, consulting, all kinds of stuff. And this is really the first project that I've had the opportunity to spearhead. I'm really proud of this one. It's 2 years in the making. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this, and it's really kind of our love letter to the industry, trying to improve significantly upon a lot of the problems and frustrations that are plaguing both traders and builders.
Yeah, I love that. And well, to touch base on like your storytelling ability, I'm sure that was huge in the industry. And that's what a lot of certain projects need in Web3. We have a lot of really smart people out there building really cool projects and platforms, but they're not really conveying the story properly. And we know how far and how important that is in the world of Web3. Curious, tell me a little bit about DYOR Labs. And you said you've been building it for 2 years. So, what did you just start building this in the middle of a bear market? It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best time to build is in the bear market because it's quiet. Nobody's putting any pressure on you to launch anything or what have you. That's really when builders are doing the real work is during bear markets. And so there's some downtime. You can kind of have a time to kind of process. There's not this craze going on. And what it really boiled down to was getting together with some friends, new and old, and discussing our frustrations with past projects that we had worked on or past experiences that we had had, and thinking about ways to improve upon those things. And the biggest offender for us, as far as we were concerned, was these charting platforms that provided little in the way of a good user experience, a lot in the way of expensive fees and lack of transparency. And we thought, this is a really good opportunity to disrupt this and put out something that is materially different than what currently exists in the market. And that set us off on this journey to build uh, a better experience for traders, for builders. And it really starts foundationally. A lot of the websites that are out there, they're static, meaning that if they want to improve upon their product, if they want to add new features or new functions, they have to find what little real estate is left and kind of cram it into this interface. And the end result is that you have something that is an ADHD person like myself's nightmare, which is like, I don't know where to put my focus. There's just, pages littered with information. You can't really shut everything off. It just feels like all noise. And so we designed this from the ground up as effectively a site within a site, or a browser within a browser,
Mhm.
meaning that like your typical website browser, you've got tabs, you've got drop-down menus, you've got modals that you can kind of move around and configure around the space. And in this way, we're able to build and build and build and add in more things, but it's not in a way that's overwhelming. And in fact, it's in a way that is bespoke to the end user. And that's the ultimate thing that we're going for, is that, there's really uh, uh, not every trader is the same. Some have years of experience, some have no experience, but there's not anything that is, custom tailored to be a good fit for everybody. We're that unicorn, we're that all in one that is designed to give you your own custom experience, to visualize the things that you want to visualize, not the things that we want to brag about. Hey, we've got a million things to show you, because it really should be your platform, and that's why we decided to tie this with the branding of do your own experience, do your own research. It's a perfect fit, and the name fit, and so we picked it.
Yeah, I can see how customizable it is, and that's really nice. That's really nice. I have to be honest with you. I haven't really used the platform that much, but I'm gonna dive deep into it. So you support all chains, all networks. It's, from everything I can tell, it really is truly a one-stop shop. I even see a area here where you can bridge across chains. So that's nice. Like, really, that's kind of slick. Just to have that all here, and I can see how you can add charts and create like your own user experience. And kind of, Joe and I were talking about this on a recent podcast where I mentioned I'm like a creature of habit. Like, I need things in certain areas. It might not be the same for everybody, but I just need it in the same areas to just, run at maximum efficiency, I should say. So very cool. So tell me a little bit about, other than it's very customizable here, tell me a little bit about what's different about your platform compared to some other similar ones out on the market.
Yeah, there's a number of differentiating features. It boils down to two things really: the user experience, which can be broken down into a couple of parts, and then um, also just the unique aspects, the things that we're coming up with that really no one else has thought of. So, in terms of the user experience, really, really, it's about two things ultimately. It's about small quality of life things, and having a ton of features that make the whole experience very robust. And what I mean by the small stuff is, little things like nuisances. So if you go onto one of our competitors' platforms, if you've ever been on one of them, the first thing you'll notice is that when you get to a chart page, if your cursor is within that actual chart section, it gets stuck there. And then you just kind of live in that world. You're like, I'm trying to navigate, to see the rest of the things going on this page. I can't, I'm stuck. And so we added a chart lock. It's a really simple thing, but it's very meaningful to the ultimate experience. And that type of thinking is what sets us apart. We're trying to imagine what this experience is like for that end user and trying to make it as seamless as possible. So it's little details like that. Or, for example, the ability to recall saved searches. How annoying is it when you're going back to the page, the coin you want to have pop up, but you keep having to type it into the search bar over and over and over again. No more. What you can do on our platform is, once you sign in, which you can do through your wallet, or we have a Web2 sign in as well for some more comprehensive features. You simply just go to the search tab and it will automatically populate all of your recent search history. Again, browser within a browser, right?
Mhm.
So it's those little details that make a big difference for the end users. And then it's kind of some big unique things. Like, for example, one of the big pain points is this idea that when you are researching all these tokens, you have to have like 30 tabs open. You're constantly switching from the charting platform to a swap interface to the Telegram to the Twitter to the website, all this stuff. We think that's crazy, right? And it's
Mhm.
cumbersome. And at the end of the day, for example, if you're joining a bunch of Telegram groups, your Telegram probably is a mess, and it's a real problem for people. So we have the ability for token issuers to claim their token pages. It's free, unlike our competitors that are charging hundreds or typically thousands of dollars. You're getting basically nothing for it other than being able to provide a limited amount of information that they will post when they get around to it or feel like it seems. And so you're getting a ton of benefit from that. And they have the ability to plug in their socials. So you can see all of their tweets, all of their mentions, YouTube videos. You can see a live feed of their Telegram right from their token page. It's a real game changer because it's that immediate information right at your fingertips. And right now, we're brand new, so you're not going to see this kind of everywhere. But it'll be fun to kind of circle back on this conversation a year from now when we're seeing, tens of thousands of claimed token pages. It's going to be a really exciting and fun thing to recall. But there's also just these massive benefits for the builders in the space. Nobody supports builders. It is a labor of love, and it becomes even more frustrating when there aren't professional tools and services available to you. If you want to list places, they're charging these insane amounts of money. These are little startups. These are not mega companies. They can't afford to be making these spends, and they're being forced to. And we just don't think it's right. We don't believe in it fundamentally. So we're going to be offering the ability to claim your page for free. And instead of you just sending us information and then we gatekeep it and have people who are deciding when and how and where and why to post, you will be given a back-end dashboard as a builder where you can go in and you can update the website, you can update your socials, you can update your white paper. Things change. You might have to change your Twitter handle for one reason or another. You might have an event coming up that you want to promote temporarily. There's all kinds of reasons why the editing feature is so important. And not only do you not have the ability to do that on our competitors' websites, they actually double charge you for this. If you want to make a change, yeah, fine, pay us again. That's insane. So instead, we know that the future of this is that the process of launching a token is, DYOR is going to be is a fundamental part of that process moving forward. It's just going to be the standard by which all token projects do as part of their launch protocol.
Wow, Ben, to be honest, I can't even think of a competitor because you're naming all the pain points that I went through earlier, and even now within trading within the industry. And I gave up. I honestly gave up. I did not even want to look for another portfolio data
Mhm.
aggregator because it was just all so cumbersome. But I've never heard some of the features that you just mentioned, and I'm poking around here also, and with a lot more to come. It just seems intuitive, something that should have been done a while back, and I'm glad someone that's on the retail end of it, I would say, or the perspective that is, really coming in here and doing the work. Can you talk to us about what's coming, guys? See something here called Hottest Missions. That looks fun.
Mm.
I love the Telegram note where you can see the live feeds because honestly, just like a few days ago, I'm like bouncing back exactly what you're mentioning. I could even do the trade on Deck Screener. Not going to name names, but I just said it. I couldn't do it on there. I had to go on Telegram, and there's just so much. Yeah, so many pages that I keep open that I see a lot of the resolutions here.
Yeah, I mean, one of the phrases that we use often is the last tab you'll ever need to open in Web3. And that's really what our ultimate aim is. And this is, we just launched our token. Our platform is now live. This is day 3 for us. This is the very, very beginning of what this is to become. And yeah, I'm super excited about both short-term and long-term things that we're introducing on the platform. The next kind of big items here that I'm excited to share and have delivered is an integration with portfolio management tools. That's going to start off fairly simple at first, and then it's going to be more and more comprehensive, just giving you all kinds of insights that really level up your knowledge about your own history, your own assets. That stuff matters immensely. You mentioned that there's an icon on our sidebar there for the bridge. That is actually going to be natively integrated in the next couple months with our native DEX and aggregator. So what the ultimate goal here is, again, it's about simplicity, and we have we have millions of new people that are about to be onboarded into crypto. Bitcoin just hit 100,000. That is the signal to retail. Hop in before it's too late. And so what we have now is an opportunity where we're catching a lot of our competitors off guard. They're not prepared for this influx. We are prepared to handle this in a multitude of ways. We're going to have a beginner version of our website. It's going to look materially different than the advanced version because it's just too confusing to just throw everything in someone's face when they're just coming into this. They need to see a list of like what tokens exist. Then they need to click into a chart. The chart should be very basic. And then there's an opportunity to buy. And when you're new to crypto, you might not really be familiar with all of the various layer 1s and layer 2s out there. You may not even like have heard of the concept of layer 2s or chains or any of this. You just say to yourself, like, man, I've got, I know what Bitcoin is and I know what Ethereum is, and I got some of this Ethereum. But when I go to use these other platforms, it's saying I gotta, change my network in my wallet, and then I have to go to this other page and I gotta swap this for that, and I have to do all these approvals within my wallet. Like it's just too much. It's too, the learning curve is too heavy there. And so what you'll have the ability to do is if there's a token that you're interested in getting, you can simply just go to the charting page of it, and the swap is right there. And so in a couple months, you'll be able to just take whatever's in your wallet, Ethereum, Solana, you name it, and then just swap it for whatever you want. It doesn't matter which chain it's on. It's just going to be this one-click process to get from A to Z. So that's going to be a real game changer. And then from there, we're also adding in push notifications. One of the biggest frustrations about DeFi is like the idea that you have to just sit on your computer forever and just wait for things to happen because nobody else is going to tell you. That's ridiculous, right? We need a proper notification system to allow people to get that information quickly. Limit orders are coming, so it's going to have that more centralized feel, but you don't have to send your tokens to a potentially untrustworthy third party. You get to keep maintenance and control of your assets at all times. So this really is going to revolutionize the DeFi space. It's going to be that experience that we've all been waiting for to come. And that's the part that's most exciting for me. And like you said, I'm excited because if we weren't building it, I would wish that somebody was building it because this is what I want as a trader.
This is right up my alley. Not gonna lie, like I'm your customer here, and I'm very excited to kind of dive deep into it. And a lot of the features, like the limit orders, are going to be great. And I see you have your own token here, a DYOR token, and it looks like you can stake it. So that's, always fun to like engage with the community financially and, supporting them with a token. Tell me a little bit about how you earn that, what the staking features are like, just kind of the basic
Yeah,
tokenomics.
sounds good. And maybe I don't know if we can do this or not, but if you guys are on the website, you want to share the screen so the audience can see this. I know we're on video. If not, no worries. But just throwing that out there. But the token is basically our way of saying thank you to the community that's to come. Right? It's there it is right there. Beautiful.
My guy, Joe, I was counting on you.
Perfect.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, so if you, Joe, if you just navigate over to that little safe icon there on the sidebar, right above the bridge, this is where you have an opportunity. Once you get yourself some Dior, we're live on base at the moment. Um,
Dior, I love it.
Yep. Uh, once you get some of the token, you can stake it right here, and you'll notice right away it's big and right in front of you. We're offering USDC rewards. The way that that works is eligibility requirements are you have to have stake tokens, and you have to perform at least one revenue generating activity each and every month, just to stay current. That we're doing as a result of wanting to make sure that we are in alignment with the concept that you, as the user, are contributing to the growth and expectation of growth on the platform. Really, really big benefit there. We've got a lot of other cool features with the token as well. One of the coolest features is actually not a feature, which is the fact that there are no inherent selling mechanisms of the token. This is a big no-no for utility tokens, is this idea that most people desire to use it as a currency. That is very problematic because eventually that token then has to get sold in order to facilitate any revenue for the ultimate company. We think that is a misalignment in terms of tokenomics. So you can't use the token to purchase anything. It is strictly a rewards token. It's going to be rewarding our users and saying, thank you for using our platform. Here's a ton of perks. So the USDC rewards is one of them. That's maybe the biggest and most exciting, followed by discounts on the platform. Whenever we roll out any premium features, we're going to be very limited in terms of premium features, admittedly, because we want most, if not everything, to be free. But there are going to be some things that kind of require some kind of barrier of entry, and therefore this is going to be a way to take advantage of those things like trading fees and things like that. There's also going to be the ability to receive allocation of votes, unlike our competitors, where you can go bot, you send bots to generate and conjure up votes. The only way that you can vote on projects and to give them more visibility or exposure is to receive those votes through the staking mechanism. And some people will participate and want to participate in that. Some people don't. So for those that don't, we're actually going to be building out a marketplace where they can sell those votes to interested parties that want them for the benefit of the projects or the communities that they're involved in. So another way to potentially monetize those staking rewards. Which is really cool. Then we're going to have access to private sale allocations and deal flow. That's a really exciting feature that's going to be coming next year. We're also going to be able to provide early alpha for pre-registered projects that are not yet on the website. You can get a notification, hey, this new project is starting to build out their token page in anticipation for what's to come. And so there's all kinds of value that we're bringing to the token and the token holders. And so we're really excited about that really being a great benefit for users of the platform.
Yeah, really interesting tokenomics there where you can't sell this token, but you could, it's truly a rewards system. Like you said, you can redeem it for USDC, redeem it
Well,
for,
so you can buy and sell the token, but
oh, what did I
there's
misunderstand then?
yeah, you can buy and sell the token. There's just nothing that is causing us. There's no inherent selling mechanics where we've
Uh,
designed it so that we would,
gotcha.
as a team, have to be forced to sell the tokens in order to generate a revenue.
I see. And using it
So
as a currency on your platform that would require,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So
totally get it now.
and
Totally get it.
just as a disclaimer here, any token project that has that as a benefit, we personally don't feel like that's a benefit. We feel like that's a downside to tokenomics.
Sure. Well, no, this is great. This is really interesting. I definitely want to dive deep personally. Just everything I've seen, kind of doing some research for the podcast and just talking you through it is, I can't, like Joe said, I can't really think of another competitor that's even coming close to everything that you are addressing. And it seems like your team's really methodical. It's like probably people that have traded in the past or trading now, and they really understand the nuances that people go through as traders or researchers or just people in this space overall. So really hats off to you and your team for what you've built.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a true labor of love, and we've been working very, very hard. And ultimately, this is, for us, this is a legacy play. We want to make a lasting impression in the space. We want something that is going to improve the space for everyone. And so that's really what DYOR is. It's our ability to bring something really useful to a space that, despite these incredible valuations, is severely lacking in infrastructure right now. We need all the help we can get to onboard people to curate massive adoption. The price is there, but in order to sustain the value, you really need a lot of the infrastructure in place to help facilitate what's to come.
Was there any really big ideas that didn't make this round, or any ideas in general of how to either help the projects or adoption? I could just name something that didn't really work well in the industry. I'm not sure it has anything to do with your platform, but we all know Pump That Fun and their live streaming. That got shut down recently. I think that was a push for adoption, right? Innovation in some manner. Just curious what do your own research has underneath their belt in terms of, something you can tell us that maybe you're working on stewing up that maybe didn't make this round but might be coming up in the future.
Yeah, so one of the other things that we're really excited about, and this is sort of a bit of a longer term project, but right now, a lot of data is kind of coming from a handful of the same service providers, data service providers. And it can be very expensive as a business, and it's also, more importantly, very limiting. And it's limiting because you are only receiving whatever they're feeding you. And so, therefore, one of our big initiatives for next year is to create our own infrastructure data layer. It's going to be a big project for us. But what that allows us to do is provide really unique insights. And what we aim to do is really just distill this down to make these, to receive a massive amount of data, but then to make it digestible for the average user. So, because ultimately, what is everybody after when it comes to researching projects? We could say it's, we're in it for the tech, and I think some of us are that are building in the space. But as an investor, you're looking, like any investor, to make money, to increase the value of your assets. And so ultimately, everything that we're providing really distills down to just that one point, which is, how does the information we provide correlate with the likelihood that something that somebody invests in ends up increasing in value? And so we're going to be constantly refining the system to make that better and better and better. We also are going to be introducing a lot of AI components. AI is this buzzword for the most part. But that being said, there is a component to it that's very real and very useful, which is this concept of, I like to think of AI as kind of like a pet, like a dog, right? It if you train the dog really well, it can perform some amazing tricks. But if your expectation is that this puppy is just going to be like right out of the gate, going to be able to like do this amazing, like knock your socks off stuff, you're going to be disappointed. And so we know that it's going to take a lot of time to refine and to build our learning model with our AI components. But we're excited and we're prepared for the task. It's going to be a long journey, but the idea is for this conceptually to get better and better, to provide better results, better information over time. And there's no better time to start than now. And the beauty of having an all-in-one, of course, is that all of the proprietary data and information that we're collecting gets funneled right into this learning model so that it can continuously improve and improve and improve. I'm so excited for the future of all of this, because we have this very clear vision of what's to come, how this is going to be used by people, how much of an incredible benefit it's going to be, both in terms of cost, time savings, and all around. And we're just really excited for people to get their hands on it and try it. And all I can really say is, like I said, this is day 3. Stick with us. There is so much to come in terms of improvements, features, all kinds of incredible stuff that's going to be arriving on this platform in the coming weeks, months, and even years.
Joe, who's gonna ask it? When's DYOR AI agent coming out? When was it? You've had to have talked about this internally because the last week or two, the whole buzzword of crypto Twitter and this entire space are AI agents, and I could just see a DYOR AI agent making things more efficient. Has there been any, in all seriousness, has there been any serious talks about maybe an integration there, or that's kind of we'll see how everything shakes out and come back to it?
Yeah, there's been some discussions. I think I'll just drop it here for fun. So our mascot is Seymour the owl. He's this adorable
Nice.
little owl, and you guys are going to be seeing a lot of him as you hang out on our website. This little furry friend of ours is going to be very, very helpful. Answer lots of questions, provide sophisticated technical analysis down the line. Who knows? Maybe even Seymour will, trade for you in your sleep at some point. There's lots of incredible ways that Seymour is going to be like this, just great addition to all of our users' lives.
I love the name Seymour. Yeah, that's awesome. I was just gonna say we need a unique feature just for Brian alone, called the touch grass feature, where it locks him out of the account if he trades more than 30 meme coins a day, because that's what he does. But with Seymour, he can do 3,000. So it can work for or against you. But I just got, is that what the name is? Seymour, like Seymour, like visually? Okay, I wasn't sure if I was making that up, but I like it. I like the branding. I like the name. I like everything.
Drop the contract address, Ben. No, we'll find the
I was gonna
token.
say you guys should just do a live trade on Dior for Dior.
Yeah, yeah. Exciting stuff. The thing I'm most excited for is like I just love your energy. I mean, obviously, like the what we started this conversation was like the ability that you can story tell, but like how just smart you are is very telling, and you can really convey it to like guys like Joe and I who are in the space, but like we really need somebody to hold our hand every once in a while when we're learning about new projects. And you did a great job. Absolutely love what you're building. It really seems like your team has a really good grasp of what's going on in this Web3 world because it changes so fast. So certainly, I know there's going to be big things coming out for DYOR. Excited to see more pop up and be more involved. I want to give an opportunity for you to just give a call out so people can find DYOR Labs, find you on Twitter, any way you want to point the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. The best ways to get in touch with us and to follow along, Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, DYOR Labs _, and we are on Telegram at DYOR_Labs. Please join our community. The other thing I would say is, we're building this for all of you out there that we're looking for something better. Help us make this the best thing that you've ever used. We want the feedback. We want the criticism. We want the beta testers. Please come and find us. Be part of this transformation. Be part of the change in Web3. And I promise we will listen to you guys. We will make this the best thing you have ever used. You guys are going to love this.
That's a call out if I've ever heard one. So absolutely make sure that you're checking out these websites. I'm going to put them in the description for everyone below. Personally, I'm going to dive deep and I can be kind of vocal. So I'll definitely be letting you know what I think's great and what I don't think's great. But from what I've seen so far, you guys are absolutely crushing it. Ben, appreciate you jumping on the podcast, and we'll love to have you on maybe in a couple of months to really show off kind of some of the features that you're going to be releasing.
Yeah, that sounds great, guys. And I'll just say this for the record. I have obviously a big passion about this. We're very excited about it, but of course, you should always DYOR.
Love it. I love it. Thanks, Ben.
All right, thanks, guys.